Well, Pay It Forward House came about as a result of a confluence of many things in my life. My sister-in-law was hospitalized right here at Kindred Hospital. And my husband, Phil, and I discovered that there were lots of people who were sleeping in their cars in the middle of January or driving back and forth to Peoria every day because they had a patient transferred here and they didn't live in the community. I shared the dream with a couple of girlfriends on a bike ride. And one of those girlfriends, Joyce Matthew, shared it with her husband, and the next day he talked to the man who used to live in this house.
When Mary Lou talked to me about her dream, I felt that that was something that I could really be a part of, because I experienced it. I was a guest at a hospitality house just like this is.
My wife Karen and I were close friends with the Matthews and Mary Lou Eubanks, who was the owner and donator of the property, and they explained to us what her vision was. And we were happy to jump on board and support them.
Pay It Forward House is here to provide a place of respite for family members of people who are being treated at Kindred Hospital next door. Our service is not so much to the community as to people who come to our community. Our community is very involved in providing that service, but it's for people who come here for a very difficult reason.
I am a registered nurse, and I was a hospice nurse for 9 years. And I dealt with many families that needed this kind of service. So we have now decided to be volunteers because we know that this is such a necessary thing to do.
Gave me the ability of being with her almost around the clock. If the phone would ring at 2 in the morning, I knew I could be there in 3 minutes.
We not only give people a place to rest, we calculate our service in nights of rest, but a place to continue on their normal life.
We ask our guests and we tell our guests to make it feel like you're home.
Bringing someone to health isn't just a matter of a relationship between a doctor and a nursing staff and a hospital and a patient. It's really the whole family that's involved.
Sycamore has a rich tradition of generosity in caring for people. The volunteer corps is very strong, both in terms of financial and in hours of volunteer to show people that we care that they're here and we want to help their visit and make things as good as we can for them.
From day one, I never expected how much the community would embrace Pay It Forward House and be here to support the mission.
I mean, the businesses that all around this area, they've all, about all of them have stepped up and sponsored something or donated, or it's incredible.
We have a wonderful relationship with Pay It Forward House. It meets a great need for us and the families we serve.
I always say Sycamore's a little Mayberry, and it really is, and I still think Pay It Forward ties all that together.
You know, volunteers have sort of a half-life. They come and they're very active for a while and they sort of burn out. But here, that hasn't been the case.
We've never had an issue finding volunteers, finding donations. They just appear.
Right now I'm a friendly face, so I am here one Saturday a month where I meet with people that are checking in or current guests, get their rooms ready, help them with anything that they may need. Sometimes it's just having a normal conversation with somebody that's not medically based and just being someone to share a smile, and even if it's just, hi, how you doing today?
I think a lot of our companies and corporations in town love to give. Sycamore has blessed them. As a mayor, I've been visiting a lot of these folks, and most of them say, what can I do? How can I help? I've got employees, I've got businesses thriving. What can I do? And a lot of them do things like financial support for Pay It Forward House on the QT.
It's been wonderful to watch the transformation of the house. But just the yard alone, if you looked at the yard 12 years ago and you look at now, you go, holy cow, where did this come from? You know? And it came from vision and it came from volunteers.
The interrelationship with the community has expanded because there are hotels now that actually help with overflow here. And those relationships have been built. So I think this will be an ongoing, ever-growing, and more impactful service for those in need of it.
It's all about volunteers here.
Well, you know, when we first opened the house, people didn't know the expression pay it forward. It was still new enough.
I read the book and we watched the movie and said, gee, that's a great philosophy. That's a great way to live.
So we had to explain to people that pay it forward didn't mean that you had to pay in advance for your room, because that was what a lot of people thought. So we had to say, you know, it's helping people out not to pay back a favor, but to help somebody out in their time of need.
It's great to help somebody else out and not expect any payment back, but maybe somewhere along the line they'll pay it forward for you.
When someone arrives at Pay It Forward House, we have to think about the totality of their experience with having a loved one with a serious problem and needing this kind of care. They've probably already spent a lot of time at an ICU, at a hospital, and they've already depleted themselves, often financially, but also emotionally and just physically.
Pay It Forward House is an integral part of that whole journey. It helps tremendously because the families can regroup in a very significant and positive way.
This is the kind of facility that she would have liked. And she got to see me every day because I didn't have to drive.
Rest means a lot of things, and rest comes in a lot of ways. And part of resting is leaving the hospital behind for an hour, leaving it behind for a night, and being involved in something other than the acute situation that has brought them to Sycamore.
Every day, I'm just amazed that we have gone from zero, we had a house and we had a dream, to reality.
And it's gone from 2,000 to 4,000 to 17,000 nights of rest here.
It's amazing to me. Every day I'm surprised and gratified and feeling so blessed that we've been able to do this.
The house has provided warmth, companionship, and it is an incredible comfort to know that that was available to me because of Pay It Forward. I'm here because they wanted me to be here, and everything that happened seemed to draw me here, and I'm incredibly grateful.
So as a mayor, we want to support a place like this for our citizens as well as for those in need. You know, it's like home, and a lot of these folks need a place to call home.
It's made me a better person. It's made our community a better place. It does help others in their time of need, and it has been an opportunity for others to pay it forward, to continue the chain of human kindness.
I was looking for ways to get out in the community and meet more people and see how I could give back some of that to them. And this was definitely by far the best volunteer place that I've been at. I love it.
That's why we're here. That's why I'm here.
I guess when you think that something's impossible, think again. Because through the synergy of lots of people, anything's possible.